Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Kick-off in 5 minutes, and after the boo fest, snore fest at Brentford, let's face it, it's hard to get pumped up for it. And I'm embarrassed to say that it's hard to get pumped up for it, because you should get pumped up for any game that your team is playing. But, you know, I'm fed up of hoping to be surprised, basically. But let's go into the team news as both teams go out into the tunnel at the Spurs Stadium. He's brought Ben Davies back into the fold, bit of squad rotation. But the team is Vicario, Porro, Davies on the left, Van de Ven and Romero. Then Bentancur and Polina in front. Sorry, that's a lie. Bentancur and Gray. Sorry, that was obviously trauma coming out there. Bentancur and Archie Gray just in front of the back foot. And then Kudus, Odegaard and Tell behind Richarlison. I think dream world for me, it would have been Kudus, Odegaard and Tell behind Kolo Muani. But I am starting to wonder with Kolo Muani whether maybe in training he doesn't work that hard, because Frank is clearly not a big fan. And so he's gone for Richarlison again. I know Richarlison has theoretically been scoring goals, but he doesn't hold the ball up, does he? And I think today will be another physical game. Inevitable that Granit Xhaka will score, of course, or get an assist, or both. And only one thing really going for Spurs is that City had a very tough game on Thursday. Sunderland against Manchester City on Thursday. And that they've got a fair few players, I think 6 out at the African Nations Cup. But even without those players, they got the draw against City. So there we go. On the bench, Kinski, Danso, Dragishin, Polina, Bergvall, Spence, Rando Kolo Muani, Dane Scarlett, and Luca Williams-Barnett does get a chance this time on the bench. Bergvall back from his little knock, which is good news, isn't it? I'm simulcasting this on both BigUp and YouTube vertical on YouTube. Some people asked last time if I could do it horizontal on YouTube. I actually can't, because I'm doing it all properly horizontal in 4:3 or whatever it is, 16:9 on BigUp. So do come and join me on BigUp, because on BigUp, which is a platform where I do all my watch-alongs, you can talk to me at half-time or at full-time if you so wish. So come and join me over on BigUp if you're on YouTube. So the players come out into the tunnel. Obviously, one of the big questions is, will it be Mohamed Kudus playing in the number 10 role? I think everyone's desperately hoping it will. So knowing Thomas Frank, I'm sure it'll be Wilson Odegaard playing in the 10, Kudus on the right and Tell on the left. But I do think Kudus in those little tight spaces in the pocket could do wonders. The other thing probably worth talking about, I've said this in my videos this week, I think if Spurs don't get a good start, if they have to go 1-0 down, or the football is as abhorrent as it has been recently, it could get very toxic very quickly at the Spurs Stadium. So I'll keep across that for you. Super J3600 says Ben Davies playing for Spurs is embarrassing. And Tom Bowdler says, afternoon Barnaby, let us know exactly when your stream kicks off for syncing. Of course I will. Of course I will. Wes Wheel says, Kudus in goal, and we haven't tried Vic up front yet. Yeah, good point. And Graham Gilbert says, how you doing, Barnes? Do you think Benty is playing because Polina could get sent off if he tangles with Xhaka? No, I think he's probably playing Bentancur because he sees him as the more kind of forward-thinking option in a home game. Which is something he's kind of, Thomas Frank is seemingly doing more. I'm glad that Odegaard gets to start again. I actually think Odegaard has been doing his best when he's had Udogie kind of getting outside him. So maybe with some more balance with Ben Davies on the left, that might allow him to play a bit better as well. If you're watching on YouTube, please do give this video a like. The more likes we get, the more Spurs people, Spurs fans will see this video. And I will be going to YouTube proper, as in YouTube horizontal, straight after the game for a post-match reaction. Sunderland got Brobby up front, Adingra out wide, Xhaka in the middle. And the cameras are concentrating on Kudus. I think they're thinking he will play in the 10. He does play in the 10 for his national team. So let's see what happens. I'm not expecting a lot. So on that basis, let's hope I'm proven to know once again very little about football, which, you know, I regularly do get proven that. I like to think I know a lot, but regularly I don't know anything. So let's see what happens. We've had 2 clean sheets in a row. There is some thought that, and I guess I agree with it, that basically after the Nottingham Forest debacle where we lost 3-0, Thomas Frank kind of went back to basics and said to the players, we need to concentrate on defending. So let's make sure we defend well, but also try and get on the front foot as well. Wes Wheel says, hopefully this is where it clicks, in brackets, hugely optimistic emoticon. And Nikola Zanic says, I think lineups at least show intent. Bill Beebe says, let's go Spurs. I don't know much about Sunderland, but they are above us. Yeah, they are. I actually honestly don't think he can afford to lose this game. He lost at home to Fulham. He lost at home to Liverpool. He got away with it, I think, in the Liverpool game a bit because they had the man sent off, obviously. And he can't afford to lose this home game as well. So Spurs are going to be kicking from right to left as per in the first half. Sunderland lining up in a 4-4-2. Kind of slightly surprised. Ali Gold suggested that he thought that Van der Ven might get a rest today, but he hasn't. And they kick off. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit delayed on my kickoff there. They kick off, and Romero on the ball. He tries a dink over the top to Richarlison early. Oh, I tell you what, decent defending there. And Sunderland try and get on the break early. As ever, I'll be trying to steer slightly clear of the chat because I've no doubt that I'm on a bit of a delay as Sunderland knock it about in the back four and then go with a mid-range ball into midfield. Romero controls it. Bentaker goes back to Porro, who goes back to Vicario. And we'll get to see how much Sunderland are going to press us now. Seem like they're happy for Vicario to have the ball in his box, and now they're going to press him so he goes long. Straight down the middle, up to Richarlison. Let's see how he does. No, nothing. And Archie Gray gets involved, and actually Tell gets on the ball now outside the box. Have a dig, Mattis. Why not? Good effort. And it was deflected. Good effort. Oh, that's what happens when Tell gets... I've been calling for Tell to get more chances because he's got a really good shot from outside the box, as we saw in those goals, Man United and Leeds. It's a good effort. He's got really good kind of short backlift on his shot, Tell. So frustrating, Thomas Frank's decisions sometimes. And there's an injury already for Sunderland. Looks like maybe it's a knee on knee or something. He's trying to stretch out his thigh. Maybe it's a dead leg. Tell's shooting reminds me, and it was slightly deflected, it reminds me of Jermaine Defoe, just hardly any backlift. It's Mukiele who's injured for Sunderland. He's just trying to shake off a dead leg there, I think. And Sunderland's keeper has it now. Rishi, as ever, just trying to work to press. And actually Spurs is trying to put the press on together. And I think maybe Tell could have got out quicker there. But that forces Sunderland to go long. Ben Davies doesn't win that first header. And then he takes the throw quickly. But it's a Sunderland throw. Vicario now on his own goal line. Gives it to Romero, gives it to Porro under a bit of pressure. So he goes down the line. And Kudus does magnificently on the turn. He's out on his usual right flank right now, but I think he's come out there from the 10. Porro helps him out and plays a bit of a strange crossfield ball behind Ben Davies, who is able to keep it on, but that spoils any momentum. But that was a good start from Kudus. Davies just puts his foot on the ball, gives it to Van der Ven. Got some buffering problems with my feed, I'm afraid. But here we go, we're back. And Spurs have it in midfield. Sunderland go back to their keeper. Odebear, I'm not sure what position he's playing at the moment. He's quite central. And then Mattis Tell presses, and it's a throw into Sunderland. Maybe it is Odebear playing in the 10. Oh, the feed is awful at the moment, I'm afraid. Apologies for that. Tottenham not able to get any kind of tempo up other than that Matisse Tell shot in the first minute. It's really gone to nothing since then. Sunderland throw it down the line, yet another throw in. This time it goes to Spurs. Ben Davies throws it back to Mickey van der Ven, who gives it to Vicario. My prediction for this game is it won't be that long before the Spurs fans are singing sideways and backwards everywhere we go, as Porro loses it under pressure there, and that should be a goal kick. It is. Coy's the boys, what's your opinion on Rishi constantly starting? Yeah, I mean, it's because, like I said it earlier, it must be that Kolo Muani doesn't try that hard in training, because I'm surprised. Van der Ven goes for one of his long goal kicks. I don't understand this tactic at all, but it's up to Kudus. So Kudus is playing on the right and Odebear centrally, which I think is slightly bonkers. But Benteke tries to put Odebear in. It's cleared. I would have had Kudus in the 10 personally, but there you go. Obviously, Thomas Frank knows more than me. Vicario now under pressure, gives it to Davies. Sorry, he's under pressure as well. Goes down the line to Tell, who's pushed over. Good stuff from Tell. They just felt the touch in his back and went down under pressure. Good free kick to win. But as ever with Tottenham, just playing very rancid U-shaped football so far. I'm going to try and be more positive again, like I was trying to be against Brentford. I know it's hard. But this team, they don't show for anyone. Anyway, Vicario finds Porro, who tries to find Kudus, who goes for the 1-2 with Porro. That's brilliant. That's better. Porro's now, and he puts it in for Odebear, who leaves it for Kudus, actually. Not bad. We're up in the penalty area now. He tries the cross, but it's cleared at the near post. But that was much better down the right from Spurs. I saw Thomas Frank's pre-match interview, and he was just talking about how good Sunderland are. Just his absolute negativity towards his own team and refusal to talk about attacking. It really must get into the heads of these players. Anyway, Ben Davies with the long throw. It's not that long. It is flicked on, and that's a goal kick. What a waste of time. We're 7 minutes in, and it's another dross fest. And the Spurs fans are trying to get a chant going. Once again, I just think Tottenham's press is so bad. Good tackle from Van der Ven, though, and Richarlison's about 5 yards offside, unfortunately. And but it was good interception from Van der Ven, but it wasn't from really a proper press. But anyway, it's Odebear who had the ball, and he should have really realised that Richarlison was at least 6 yards offside there. It was madness. Anyway, Sunderland clear it up over halfway. Porro gets the first head on it, which is good. Comes to Van der Ven, who goes straight back to Vicario. He's in his own box. And he goes long, of course he does. Up towards Kudus. He's beaten in the air. Oh, well played there on the right from Porro, nicking the ball. Oh, and he has a dig, does he, Porro? Yeah, he has a shot. Why not? Goes over the bar. It's from a really ridiculous distance, but why not? It's pretty much the halfway line. Well, it's not actually. It's about 45 yards. Keeper was off his line though, so probably worth a dig. And Sunderland go long down the middle. Oh, I tell you what, if this needs to come through to Vicario. Oh God, and Vic very nearly handled the ball outside his box there. He was hoping it would skid through. It was a long ball over the top, right over Tottenham's line. Anyway, got away with it, and Vicario goes long up to the Sunderland centre-backs. Oh, and a heavy touch from Sunderland gives Spurs a throw-in. I'll tell you what, if Richarlison was watching there we go, finally gets it from Davies. It's in his own corner here, Rishi, or in their corner. That's a throw-in to Spurs. Coy's the boy says, I feel like Frank is just gaslighting us. He always says something along the lines of, yeah, great performance, just couldn't get the result. Yeah, I completely agree. And Jaden asked if I ran a table tennis club tournament many years ago. Yeah, I used to run table tennis tournaments. Yeah. It's one of my favourite sports. It's a sport I'm actually not that bad at. Anyway, Ben Davies going to try another long throw. Yay. Here it comes. It's not very long. Actually, it's not too bad. Oh, chance. Oh, Porro came in at the edge of the box. Then Romero heads it across. Comes towards Tell and Porro. Porro gets a head on it to Bentancur, who flicks it across to Ben Davies on the left. He tries an early cross. Too much air on it, though, and the keeper comes to claim. 10 minutes gone. Sunderland enjoying their day out so far, as every away team does when they come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Oh, good block there from Odebear, though, on the press, and gives it to Rishi. And Rishi's won it. Can he get it across him? Oh, he has a shot, you selfish prick. Well done, Odebear, for winning it high. Should have got his head up and seen that he had players in the middle. We won it high again, though. And this comes to Kudus now outside the box. And he slows it down and he's tackled. And that's why the fans get annoyed with him. Stupid. That is why the fans get annoyed at Mohamed Kudus. Like, he had a chance to run at goal, like run towards goal and get a shot. Instead, he just pulled it back and got tackled. Don't know why he does that every time. Sunderland try a big crossfield ball, kept on, and then they flick it down the line. Good ball, actually. And then Van der Ven. It comes off Van der Ven for a Sunderland throw. Alfie says, can you show the TV, please? I have no TV. Unfortunately, I can't. No, sorry. It would be illegal. All right. Sunderland knocking it around. It's almost like Odebear's playing in a 2 up front. Sunderland play a ball down the channel. Bentancur's having to work backwards. Gets there first. And then does well to clear it off the Sunderland player for a Spurs goal kick. So far, 3 shots, 2 on target from Spurs. 5 touches in opposition box. 52% possession. For 12 minutes, some would say that looks good, but I would say we're being a bit, I don't know, feel a bit passive, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Van der Ven with the goal kick. Looks like once again he's probably going to go for one of his big long ones. No, he doesn't. He gives it to Vic. And Vic starts getting pressed, so he gives it to Ben Davies. Goes inside to Archie Gray for what feels like his first touch of the game. And then he just passes it straight away, but he gets it back. Very fortunate for Archie. Now he's driving forward. Good lad. Keep going. Keep going, Archie. Keep going. And wait for the right pass. Wait for the right pass. Oh, and he tried a decent one, but it comes to Porro. Chance for a cross. Back stick. Chance. Oh, and Richarlison. I think he's just missed from a yard, has he, Rishi? Or did someone get up in front of him? It's a brilliant cross from Porro. What happened here? Oh, it's defended in front of him. Good defending. Yeah, really good defending. So, Matthias Tell, the forgotten man, is going to take this corner. Lots of movement in around the keeper. Here it comes. It's quite deep. It's punched away. Stand up, Ben. And Ben Davies does well there. Oh, God. Linesmen just love giving free kicks, don't they? Ridiculous. 13 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Very good cross there from Porro. Nearly led to the opener from Richarlison. And Sunderland go long with their free kick. And Ben Davies has to clear that as it came all the way through to about 20 yards out. Sunderland keep the ball in midfield. Odebear putting a bit of a press on, as is Richarlison. Sunderland deal with it quite well, get it through to Xhaka, who's really their main man in midfield, isn't he? The ex-Woolwich player. There's been a goal in the Everton-Brentford game. And it's gone to Brentford, Igor Thiago. They won it high up the pitch. And it's a great cross and a good finish. So they're 1-up at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. But here comes Sunderland through midfield. And they get it out wide right. Well, good ball between the lines from Xhaka. Playing some half-decent stuff here, Sunderland. Tottenham just passive, as ever. God, it's stupendously boring to watch. Stupendously boring to watch this. Comes out wide right to Sunderland. They're just able to knock it about at will. Like nobody really putting them under much pressure. 15 minutes gone. Sunderland getting very comfortable in this game. Now they're going to get a cross in. First of the day, Van der Ven gets his head on it. Ortel tries to clear it, but shanks it out for a throw-in. And now Sunderland will have a long throw. Spurs have a man down. It's Kudus. I think he's going to have to come off, Kudus, you know, because he's been nowhere near the ball. This is obviously a muscle injury, or he's fed up about the fact that he's been picked out wide right when he could be playing number 10. I think it's his thigh. Oh my God. Coy's the boys asked, would I be open to a Poch return? Yes, absolutely. Literally, Kudus injured and we've just sold Brennan Johnson. You couldn't write this shit. Classic Spurs. So who would come on? Let's have a look at the bench. Polinia, but presumably he'll bring Bergvall on, will he? Or Kolo Muani? Frank talking with Justin Cochran on the sideline. It's Kolo Muani who's taking his stuff off. Oh, he'll be absolutely pumped, I'm sure. Not. How did Kudus manage to pull his thigh muscle without even running? This is what happens. I talk about this all the time. When things are going against you, when you have a bad manager who makes bad decisions, who plays bad football, then luck goes against you as well. And mistakes happen and stupid things happen, like injuries. And there we go. Sharoon says, can you show us the live match? I'm afraid not. That would be illegal. Sorry. So where's Kolo Muani going to play? Will he push Tell across to the right? Odebear to the right, Tell in the middle, Kolo Muani in the 10. Kolo Muani up front with Richarlison maybe. Anyway, it's a long throw to Sunderland. Kolo Muani's having to defend a long throw now. Hilarious. Here we go. Oh, that's going to be a corner. Yeah. Abwa says Kudus out, thank God. Don't know. He's got our best. He's been our best player this season pretty much. He's been a bit of up and down form, but anyway, Xhaka with this corner. I did say before the game, inevitable that Xhaka will score a goal or get an assist. I would have thought. Oh, and he fell over trying to take a short one. Spurs fans love that. So they're all up. The fans are all laughing at Xhaka now. Let's see him swing one in for an assist. Oh no, he does take it short now. Gets it back for first time cross. Oh, it's a great cross. Cleared at the front from Archie Gray well. And cleared on, well done by Matisse Tell there. Oh no, Odebear, sorry, he's pushing it on. Oh, and another good block from Wilson Odebear. He's putting a good shift early in this game. And Sunderland, under pressure, defend that pretty well. And then try a big long through ball, but it comes straight to Vic. He throws it over to Ben Davies, got a bit of space. He tries a ball over the top. A bit paradisey, but it does come to Rishi, who gets it straight to Odebear. Good stuff. Odebear opens it out now to Porro. Kolumwani's in the middle and cuts it back to absolutely nobody, unfortunately. Tell picks it up. In the box now, Matisse Tell. Gives it back to Ben Davies. That was good from Ben Davies to Rishi, who did well as well. Archie Gray, back to Bentaker, back to Archie Gray. Opens it out now to Romero on the right. Back inside to Bentaker, to Archie Gray. To Ben Davies. Wide to Matisse Tell, who's one-on-one here. So you're going to go to the... Yeah, he does. Tries to get a cut back. It's cleared. And then Ben Davies fouls in the box just by being a little bit too... pressing a bit hard, I guess. 20 minutes gone. 0-0. It's just like watching Tottenham. We used to complain about the football we played under Conte, but this is fucking miles worse. This is miles worse. As Sunderland go long, Bentaker's underneath it, wins the first one. Odebear does well again and slips it through nicely to Kolumwani, who gets it. And he's got Odebear outside him, but he tries a couple of unnecessary step-overs and then there's a poor ball trying to find Odebear. And Spurs lose it. Kolumwani nearly wins it back, not quite. And then Spurs do win it back. Bentancur finds a good ball outside the box to Odebear. Didn't know that there was a man there. And Archie Gray does well. Gives it round the corner to Richarlison now in the box. It's so scrappy, this. This is ugly. Ugly football. And then Romero comes in. Can he find something? Does, opens it to Richarlison, but he's out wide when he should be in the box. Gives it to Porro, tries the left-footed cross, back post, too much on it, over everybody. Goal kick. Yuri says, if we don't win this match, we should make that decision to be rid of another manager unfit to be manager in the Premier League. And Mixney says, Porro crap as usual. Well, to be fair, Porro, a couple of minutes ago, did put in a really good cross that Richarlison nearly scored, so not total crap. The fans once again trying to get behind us. Long ball. Romero wins the first one. Bentaker picks it up in midfield. Falls to Xhaka. He plays a poor ball that Bentaker picks off. And then Bentaker plays a horrible ball behind him and Porro helps him out. Anyway. I made a New Year's resolution not to drop off any of these feeds, but my instinct right now is, what is the point? I feel so... Imagine, it's terrible watching it, but watching someone else watch this dross must be awful. So I appreciate your support, guys. I appreciate your support. Sunderland play a good ball between the lines behind Archie Gray, and then they try a through ball, but Romero gets an interception on it, and Gray clears it down the line towards Rishi, who is unable to hold it up. And Sunderland start again with Xhaka. This game could easily be 0-0 again, you know. Well, Sunderland play a fascinating ball, and then Romero just comes miles out of position and Tell has to make a foul on his behalf because Romero just got frustrated with the fact that he was pinned by Brian Brobby and then just ran miles out of position. Poor. Albert says, what's the score? It's 0-0, of course it is. Of course it's 0-0. But Sunderland have a free kick. 10 yards inside the Spurs half. Tell you what doesn't happen much for Spurs at the moment, and again, it happens like this when you're not playing well. No opposition teams are really making any big mistakes against us. No mistakes that lead to goals, do you know what I mean? Whereas we constantly make mistakes that lead to goals. Wouldn't mind a little freebie. Good crossfield ball there from Xhaka. But an offside flag goes up. Well, good through ball to Rishi there. And he gives it, we've got a chance here on the left. Odeberg gives it to Tell. I think it could have been a better ball, but Tell coming in. Oh, he has a dig. Oh, it's just wide. Good effort. Good lad. Good lad, Tell. He was bending it. It was Son-esque to the far post. Porro found a great ball to Richarlison. He gave it to Odeberg. Drops it into Tell. Coming in from the left. It was very Son Heung-min, just on the edge of the box. Tries to bend it. Far corner, just wide. Oh, it's unlucky. Good lad. You can tell that Tell, excuse the pun, Tell and Odeberg have a good relationship. Very long ball from Sunderland. Romero gets up early. Then Bentancur finds Tell. He's running into some space on the left. He's up against two, though. He's going to have to hold it back. He's being brave. Good lad. Go on, just win something here, Tell. Win something. Oh, he does brilliantly. Finds Archie Gray. He's now bringing it backwards to Ben Davies. Back to Mickey van der Ven, who brings it across to Romero. But Tell did well on the left there. Archie Gray's making an interesting run. So had Odeberg, actually. But Romero didn't try and find him. He goes out wide right to Kolumwani. Kolumwani is not a right-sided forward as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, brings it inside, gives it to Bentancur. Comes across to Ben Davies. He might try an early cross here, and he does. Good effort. Richarlison. Oh, and then it's picked up on the byline by Kolumwani. And a Sunderland player goes down holding his face. Richarlison had a headed chance there, but he couldn't get it on target. Yeah. 27 minutes gone. It's 0-0. And you wouldn't say Sunderland have made any chances yet. But Tottenham haven't exactly cut them open. But Matthias Tell has had a couple of shots. He's looked pretty bright, actually, Tell. And Spurs frustrated because the Sunderland player went down with a head injury when Spurs had the ball. Or they claimed they had the ball, but actually they didn't really. So it's all fair enough. And Sunderland chip it over into midfield. Porro wins the first one. And it comes to Odeberg, who gets it out wide to Ben Davies. Good first touch from Ben, bringing it forward. Archie Gray gives him an option. And then Gray opens it up to Romero. This time does try the ball over top to Tell, and it comes straight to him. Good stuff. Tell on the left-hand side now, running into the box, looking bright again. Opens it out to Bentancur. I think he was trying to find Odeberg, but it wasn't a great pass. Archie Gray back to Bentancur. Spurs having to deal with a deep block here. Comes again wide left to Tell, who looking really bright at the moment. And he's got a good cross on him, Tell, and that's a good ball. Cleared, comes to Odeberg, doesn't get hold of it, comes back to Tell. Tell is definitely our best player at the moment. Gives it back to Ben Davies. Opens it out to Bentancur. Comes back to the left, out to Tell again. Back to Bentancur. Spurs just trying to move Sunderland around. Then Romero plays a fucking horror show of a ball that Ben Davies has to save him from. And then Mickey van der Ven saves him from. And then goes backwards again, unfortunately. But Bentancur has it now. He opens it out wide right to Porro. Gives it to Romero. I wonder if he'll try a cross here. No, he doesn't. He waits and then gives it to Porro. Spurs just trying to move Sunderland around. They're playing very deep, as you'd expect. Gray to Van der Ven, who opens it out to Wilson Odeberg on the left now. Is he going to drive at his fullback? He He tries to go to the byline, then cuts on his right foot, then tries the cross, and that leads to a Spurs corner. Prima Italia says, Tell is our best player at the moment. Spurs want to loan him out. Yeah, that's very true. So Tell is going to take this corner. Spurs have scored 9 goals from corners this season so far. Here it comes. It's a deep one. Romero can bring it down at the back stick. Cuts it back to Van de Ven. It's a goal. Mickey Van de Ven. So basically it was a deep corner from Tell, and Romero was all on his own right at the back, so on his own that he doesn't head it first time across. He brings it down on his chest, and then Van de Ven drops off around the 6-yard line. Cut back. Goal, although Ben Davies is celebrating. Let's have a look here. It's a good delivery from Tell. So yeah, Romero pulls off at the back, brings it down on his chest, cuts it back to Van de Ven. Oh, it's Ben Davies' goal. Wow, good lad. Gentle Ben, what a legend. Because Van de Ven has the shot. It's probably going in anyway, but Ben Davies just steers it home from 3 yards. Who would have thought it? The servant himself, says Coy's the boys. Yeah, we needed that. We needed that big time. Okay, we needed that big time. Sunderland kick off. Let's hope this can kind of open up our play a little bit. Probably not. Anyway, long ball from Sunderland, and Davies gets up with a header. And now picked off by Wilson Odobert, and he's going for a little run down the line. Can he keep it on? No, he can't. That's a shame. When was the last time Ben Davies scored a goal? Fascinating. Anyway, Spurs have been the team putting on the pressure, to be fair. But I will say this, and it might come back to haunt me, but Sunderland, they look tired and lacking a certain something. So let's try and take advantage of it. Romero plays a ball in between the lines to Kolo Muani, whose first touch is absolutely horrible. And Sunderland win it and get it down the left as a result to Dennis Sirkin. And that is a corner. Oh no, brilliantly cleared by Romero. Brilliant defending Romero to stop a corner. But it will be a long throw from Sunderland, and you'd think this is where they're going to make chances. This might be one of their best chances. Thank you to all you Arsenal fans in my YouTube feed as well. I appreciate the engagement. Here comes the long throw. Richarlison gets up well at the near post. Porro with a secondary header. And Odobert, tell you what. And Romero is brave there. And brilliant header from Romero out to Kolo Muani. And Romero's carried on his run, but Kolo Muani's completely on his own. Good ball back from Kolo Muani, but cleared just before Odobert could get there. And Porro, not a great touch from Porro there, but he's fouled. He does well just to feel the touch, pretend it's on his head, and go down after as he was under pressure on the halfway line. Used his experience well there, Porro. It was Adingra who gave away the foul. Coy's the boy says Davies last scored against Kazakhstan in March 2025. What about for Spurs though? Thank you obviously for digging that out, but what about for Spurs? Romero has the free kick just inside the Spurs half. He goes wide to Kolo Muani. Not a good pass. And Kolo Muani is beaten to it, but goes out for a Spurs throw. It's a goal in the Fulham-Liverpool game. And Fulham have scored. Harry Wilson. Wow, brilliant move Straight in the back of Liverpool. Great finish. As the ball comes to Van der Ven from Vicaria. Harry Wilson's a good player. Van der Ven just whacks it down the channel for Richarlison to chase. I don't mind that, actually. Yeah, and that's good work. Harry Wilson, good footballer. Kind of Tottenham style footballer from back in the day. Really loves getting on the ball. Anyway, Spurs have a long throw from Ben Davies, but he doesn't. He goes quickly to Rishi, actually. Can he win anything here? Rishi goes back to Tell. Tell puts his foot on it well. Well done. Matisse gives it back to Ben Davies, who miscontrols it, but goes back to Van der Ven. It goes all the way back to Vic. See, the Spurs fans won't mind this quite so much when we're winning, but Vic now going long over the top. And actually, Kolo Muani's made a good run there. And it drops to Odobert. Just outside the box, and he skews his shot. He tried to hit it too hard. I think he was offside anyway. Sunderland playing it around their own box. Archie Gray trying to put a press on. Porro's run out position now, and Jack has beaten him to the ball, and as a result, they're in down the left. But Kolo Muani working hard back to help him, and Porro's now back in shape as well. Just playing some football a bit now, Sunderland. Oh, good ball into a pocket, Sunderland now. And a great block from Mickey van der Ven. Stops the shot. Ben Davies frustrated with Tottenham's defending there. Coys the boys says Ben Davies last scored in the 23-24 season. It's another long throw for Sunderland from the right-hand side. Taking a lot of time over this, but eventually does go long. Rishi goes up for it again, clears it at the near post, comes outside the box. Chance for a shot here for Sunderland. Good effort. It was always going over the bar, but Vicaria put in a bizarre dive where he dived low when it was going high. Yeah. Wasn't that far over the bar, I guess. Ben Davies plays it down the line to Odobert. Good first touch. He goes down the line into Tell, does really well. Needs an option here. Tell turns his man, beautiful. Big round of applause for that. Oh, and then he did the hard work, and as a result, Sunderland they're now in. Sunderland, they're in a great position. A massive tackle from Mickey van der Ven. Oh no, Tottenham, man. Madness. Spurs just unable to put passages of play together. Shows a lack of confidence, I think. Yeah, the COCOM's saying the same thing. When they want the forward pass to be really good and really slick and tight, firm. Spurs just getting it wrong. Dennis Sirkin playing at left back for Sunderland. He's ex-Spurs, of course, Tottenham Academy. Now they're in the wide left as well, up against Porro. Porro gets a good foot in and wins the ball. Now he needs an option, gives it to Kolo Muani. He's going to need to beat a man there, and he doesn't, but he does win a throw-in. Just don't think Kolo Muani is a wide forward. Get him in the 9. Scotty English says, Barnaby, are you okay? You look like a cancer patient. Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks, mate. Porro down the line to Kolo Muani, back to Porro. A good crossfield ball to Ben Davies. He's got loads of space to run into. Needs an option here, Ben. Nobody really giving him that, so he goes back to Archie Gray. He goes across to Romero. Once again, Tottenham absolutely no numbers whatsoever in central midfield. And that's why it comes all the way back to the goalkeeper, who then has to kick it long. Why does it have to be like that? It's so fucking shit. Anyway, the ball comes to Bentancur, who goes backwards to Van der Ven. Comes across to Ben Davies, who will now look for Tell. I would have thought, no, he tries to drop one over the top, Ben Davies, for Tell. It's a great ball from gentle Ben into Tell. He does really well to hold it up. And then goes back to Davies. Good stuff from Spurs. Davies comes across to Bentancur. Spurs have definitely looked better with a bit of balance on that left-hand side. Gray now. Back to Bentancur. Across to Van der Ven. Across to Romero. Gives it inside to Bentancur, into Colin, who's under a bit of pressure here from Sirkin. Turns away from him, gives it to Bentancur, opens out, goes back to Van der Ven. To Romero. And a good ball from Romero into Odobert. Absolutely beautiful, but a good tackle on Odobert. He has to be told that he's got someone on his back like that. It's the second time it's happened in this game, but that was a brilliant pass from Romero. A graphic from Sky saying Sunderland have won the second most points from losing positions in the league, so they won't be panicking. 5 minutes till half time. Sunderland bring the ball over to the right hand side. Sunderland just knocking it about, left to right. Oh, poor ball from Sunderland. Bentancur's picked it off. Can he find Richarlison? No, he can't, unfortunately. But Colin picks it up. Can you drive? Oh, he's done really well there if he can keep it. Oh, such a shame. Colin, he was fouled, but not given. Tried to flick the ball through to Tell, but unfortunately couldn't get enough on it. And it's back with the Sunderland keeper. He goes long, over the top. Porro brings it down to Bentancur, who needs to turn. Gives it to Van der Ven. Not a great pass. Ben Davies helps him out and goes back to Vicario. Gives it first time to Romero, but slightly on his wrong side, so he has to go back to Vic, who's on his left-hand side now, who gives it to Bentancur, who bounces it back to Romero. Spurs fans like that. Porro goes back to Bentancur, who's now in the back line instead of Romero. Vicario gives it to Van der Ven. That was all right from Spurs. Van der Ven gives it to Davies, comes inside, gives a narrow ball to Archie Gray, who tries the ball around the corner, and it's not good, and Sunderland have won it back. Odobert's working hard, does really well, Wilson Odobert, really well. Now drive forward, Wilson. Oh, he does well, gives it to Colin down the right. Open your legs, Randall. Tries the dink cross to Richarlison, overhead kick, totally skewed it, unfortunately. Good stuff from Spurs, though. I like that when it's usually what happens to Spurs, but today it's happening to Sunderland, which is, by the time the replay's finished, Spurs have the ball back. Archie Gray now. That was really good stuff from Odobert, working hard. Match stats, 7 shots, 3 on target from Spurs. Davies tries a ball down the line into the channel to Rishi. Looked offside, to be honest, but he holds the ball up. He's got no one in the box with him. Tries to cut it back to the edge of the box. And then Spurs win it in midfield well with Bentancur. Odobert now goes wide left to Tell. Bentancur makes him a good run inside to take a man with him. Oh, and then Tell tries to go inside, but his tackle comes to Ben Davies. Gives it to Rodrigo Bentancur. Back to Ben Davies. Spurs start again. Jaden asks, do you think Williams-Barnett will get minutes today? No, I don't. Not unless we're like 4-0 up, which we won't be. Van der Ven to Romero. We're being pushed all the way back to Vic here. And Vic will go long. He's just not a great kicker of the ball though. It comes up with so much height on it. It's really easy for the centre halves. Then Richarlison fouls in midfield. He claims it wasn't a foul, but it definitely was. Coy's the boy says, I think Williams-Barnett is a top young player, so I think he should. Yeah, he looks like a talent. He's pretty lightweight though, isn't he, at the moment? Let's be honest, he's pretty lightweight. Let's see what people are saying on Twitter. So there's going to be how much added time? Sunderland try and get the cross in. Sunderland have the ball back. They try a dink over the top to Porro, but comes straight through to Vicario. They have said how long there is of added time, but they haven't. Sky haven't told us. 3 minutes. Come on, if Spurs could get another goal, that would be really good. It's a better delivery from Vicario up to Colin Moani. Tell, sorry. Flicked it on towards Richarlison, but just wide of him. Sunderland bring it to the right. They might try an early cross here, and they do. It's not a great delivery, though, straight through to Vic. Two minutes left, and Vicario goes for the big 1980s Eric Toulsbeck kick up into the sky. And Sunderland clear it off for a Spurs throw on the left. Tottenham look like they want this to go just 1-0 at half time, basically, as we bring the ball back to Vic. And he will go long again, no doubt. No player interested in trying to get the ball off Vicario. He goes long again up to Richarlison. He does manage to flick it on towards Matisse Tell, and Tell picks it up on the left. He's looking for options. Opens it out to Ben Davies. It goes back to Tell. Davies makes him a little run. Archie Gray's there. And Tell just fronting up his fullback here. Does well to get a cross into the back stick, Tell. Richarlison's up. Comes to the edge of the box with Odobert. His header goes straight to Sunderland players. And Xhaka tries to clear it. Oh, and Ben Davies is caught. And then Mickey van der Ven has to put the afterburners on. No probs. Back to Vic. We're into the last minute of added time. I've said it for a while. Tell is a really good crosser, and he's got a really good shot on him. And Romero tries one over the top. Richarlison's made a good run here, but he lets it bounce, which is his mistake. And then he fouls the defender. The offside flag goes up and the defender's complaining. Can Sunderland fashion one more chance from this half as they come forward? And they try a long ball over the top of Ben Davies. Davies will try and see this out, and he's pushed over, wins a free kick. And that is half time. And you know, it's been okay. I wouldn't say it's been great, but we got the goal. That's all important. And Tottenham do lead. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Sligo, early in the game, said we've already had 3 or 4 solid chances. Jesus, we need a clinical finisher. Bill Beebe says agreed. Richie is too hit and miss. Captain Renring says Davis and Tell down the left have been the difference. Yeah, I agree. I think having some balance there. We've missed balance when Udogie's not playing. Sligo Spurs says Davis makes us look good moving the ball down the pitch. And yes, Davis's last goal was December 2023. Abwa says Tell starts on the left, Moani in the middle, no more Richarlison. Yeah, I've been kind of calling for Colin to start up front for a while, but actually I think Richarlison's doing okay today. He's doing okay. Koiser Boy says, is Davies at left back? Yes, he is. And Red One says, Colin should play as a striker, better at holding. I agree. And Zinkworld says, I'd like to see Williams Barnett come on today. I just don't think that's very likely because Premier League managers do not like to take risks on young players. Alistair Gold, I'm just on Twitter now, says, you couldn't make it up. Days after Brennan Johnson's departure, Mohamed Kudus comes off with an early injury. He knew instantly his game was done. Randall Colin replaces him. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I assume there's been no goals in the Crystal Palace game. No, it's 0-0 Newcastle Palace. And Brennan Johnson did start that game today. But it's true. You couldn't write it. Spurs Zone says, brilliant. We've run Kudus into the ground like a bloody donkey. Nice work, Frank. Bardy from the Extra Inch says, in a team bereft of ideas and plans, your king will always be the individual with sensational self-belief. Tell is our king at the moment. He doesn't let any stodginess dent his self-belief. Yeah, I think Tell's been really good. I do. Laurelie says, I think we've been playing quite well. The final ball has been missing. Mickey, Ben and Tell standouts for me. Yeah, I think that's good positivity. I don't disagree. The Wizard says, Davies playing well. Hope he gets more time in games like this. A bit of experience and grit. Liston Hines says, Moani's passing is very random. Random Colin Moani. Yeah, that's fair enough. Mark Godley says, Tell has a point to prove. Was he trying to put himself in the shop window for a loan? I think he's been really good. Talk THFC says, Frank has killed Kudus, completely overplayed him. Now he's injured. It does look that way. Lily White Lab says, I just enjoy watching Odebear and Tell try things. The bar is low, but I'm not hating this. Then he says, it's nice to actually have some nimbleness and agility in 10 areas rather than Bergvall or Gray. Yeah, that's true. There is more nimbleness. That's a good way of putting it, to be honest. Looks like Ruben Amorim, after drawing at Leeds, has gone in a bit on his board. He said, I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the head coach. I know my name is not Conte, Tuchel or Mourinho, but I'm the manager of Manchester United. It's going to be like this for 18 months or until the board decides to change. I'm not going to quit. I'll do my job until another guy is here to replace me. Wow, interesting. El Gavio says, don't get why everyone's on Richarlison's back. He's been our biggest goal contributor this season. Service has been lacking all season, which is the main problem. Yeah, I agree. We don't make that many chances for him. I just wish he held the ball up better. Richard Perez saying he missed what happened to Kudus. Yeah, he just got injured with nobody around him. It looks like a kind of thigh strain, to be honest. But most importantly, it's 1-0 to Tottenham. Ben Davies, the unlikely scorer. Here are my notes on what happened in that first half. Tell started very brightly. He's been Spurs' best player, I think. He had a shot on target in the first minute. He's got a really good shot, Matisse Tell. Low back lift. Keepers really struggle to deal with those. 6th minute, good 1-2 between Porro and Kudus down the right, led to nothing. 8th minute, Porro had a shot from 45 yards. The keeper was off his line, but it went over the bar. 10th minute, Odebear won it high. Then Richarlison shot instead of getting his head up and passing. That was a bit selfish from Rishi there. He should have probably seen because he had options. 12th minute, brilliant cross from Porro, nearly headed in by Richarlison. Actually, really good defending by the centre half just in front of Rishi. Then the 16th minute is when Kudus went off injured with his thigh strain. 25th minute, Tell shot just wide, set up by Odebear. That was really like Son Heung-min on the left-hand side, driving forward, tries to place it into the far corner. 26th minute, headed chance for Richarlison, but he didn't get enough on the ball. 29th minute, just made a note to say Tell, our brightest player at the moment. And then the 30th minute was the goal. Ben Davies from Tell's corner, deep corner to Romero, who had time at the back post to get it down on his chest. And then cut it back for Van de Ven, who had a shot. It looked like it was going in, but Ben Davies was there to make sure. 32nd minute, brilliant defending from Romero to stop a corner after a horrible Randall Colin touch. 35th minute, Odebear had a shot on the edge of the box, high and wide, but I think he was offside anyway, or an earlier player was offside. Sunderland had a shot in the 36th minute over the bar. 37th minute, Tell had a brilliant run, but then unfortunately an awful pass. Just a situation where he'd done the hard part. He'd actually turned his man, got out of some pressure and then tried to pass down the line, but hits it straight to the Sunderland player. 40th minute, brilliant pass from Romero to Odebear. Unfortunately, he didn't know there was a man on him and he lost possession. They're just showing the goal now. Good finish from Ben Davies, well done. And then 42nd minute, great stuff from Odebear to Randall Colin. Crossed it to Richarlison, who had an overhead kick. It was a bit behind him and he kind of shanked it slightly wide. There were 3 minutes of added time, but nothing really happened in that. I think Van de Ven's shot was probably going in, but there was a man on the line who might have been able to stretch for it. So Ben Davies making sure was the right thing to do. Abwa says we should keep playing Tell on the left wing till we get a better player like Liao, yeah. And he also says Semenyo can't replace anyone in the City team. I don't understand why that Semenyo to City deal hasn't gone through yet. I guess the only reason is Bournemouth, they put a time limit of, I think, the 10th on it. So maybe they're just waiting for that. Simon McCann says, too soon to say this team, but this team look more hungry and more dangerous. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, I mean, you still wouldn't back against Sunderland finding a way to nick a goal, but they haven't looked good in the first half, Sunderland, that's for sure. But yeah, Tottenham will be shooting towards the south stand second half, so if we could get the second goal, that would be good. Ben Bowman said, that's exactly where you want Tell, just need a bit more quality on the finish, but good stuff. Yeah, talking about that one that was very like Son Heung-min from the left-hand side. Let's see what else people are saying on Twitter. Paul O'Keefe says Tottenham are interested in Sousa, who's the left back from Santos in Brazil that we're being linked with. Maybe Ben Davies can teach him a thing or two. Hopefully, the fact that they brought off Kudus so early will mean that his injury won't be too bad, kind of similar to Bergvall's. Ben Bowman said, really like that from Audebert to win the corner for the goal, peeling out to the left to attack the fullback 1-on-1 with Tell moving inside. Was always going to take a bit of fluidity like that in the front line to help open them up. He's been really bright so far. Yeah, good positivity about Audebert there. Coys the Boys says, I feel like Richarlison doesn't break away from his man when the ball's crossed in, for example. They always win the ball over him. Red One says, I heard we're looking at a Greek goalkeeper who's 5'9". I haven't heard that one. Taffy says, Isidore will come on the 60th minute and stretch you a bit. And El Gavia says, is Bergvall available from the bench? Yeah, he's on the bench today. And Abwa says that Monaco guy seems to be the decent player we're interested in. Yeah, that's Magnus Akliouche. He does look like a talented player. I wonder if he's, again, a little bit lightweight for what Thomas Frank really likes. Dougie Critchley says this. I understand that the mood is low at Spurs. They've been in dreadful form at home. Their manager is struggling. But at least via TV, this sounds like a game being played in COVID. You can hear players shouting at each other. You can hear boot on ball clearly. I don't really get it. Sure, it's not been a thrilling game, but you comfortably outplayed Sunderland in that half. Yeah, I mean, that's just what happens when the momentum of a season is not there, when you don't see much that you're that excited by. But Tottenham have been better today, that's for sure. This is a funny one. There's a link, Tottenham, in a link to Lucas Paqueta. And Mr. Black said, unbelievably talented but inconsistent and lazy. And then he wrote, perfect fit. So, yeah, probably right. Captain Mannering says, do you think Frank has some beef with Spence? Not really. I think he's probably just rotating him. But you'd think he'd rotate Porro, wouldn't you? Tom Bowdler says a Johnson goal for Palace would complete the script. That's true. Chinzu4 says pedestrian. Kev Spurs says, yes, we certainly need improvement, but much, much better than recent weeks. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. And Captain Mannering says, last season we would have been 3 goals down under Postecoglou. So, yeah, let's just enjoy it while we're winning, I guess, lads. Lads and ladesses. And apparently the Spurs fans are singing Davis again, ole ole. That's quite nice. It's probably true that we shouldn't forget, though, that before that goal, we were kind of letting Sunderland just have, like, all the ball. But anyway, this is what Thomas Frank wants. He loves to play Frank ball. And to say the least, watching Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspur is not that fun. Heard from Spurs says, love that for Davis, true servant of the club, Big Ben, come on you Spurs. Ben Bowman said, that's good from Tell. Alive to the second ball, quick on it, drives inside and gets a shot off. That was right at the start, wasn't it? And Prem Inside says, who had Ben Davies getting a goal on their 2026 bingo cards? And then some reports that Nice are keen on Ben Davies, while Radu Dragusin is keen for more game time, which has attracted interest from home and abroad. Spurs want better forward options through a fresh move, though a fresh move for Savino is likely to prove futile. They've checked on Oscar Bob, Yandia Monday and Etta Eyong. Of course, Thomas Frank has said that he's not going to buy any players unless they're absolutely right. But yeah, let's see what happens. Red One says Moani looks decent IMO today, playing out of position. Whereas Barvin says Colin Moani looks really bad. Is he that bad, played in wrong place, or is he lacking confidence? I think we should cancel his loan and get someone else. And SJD asks, is the second half underway? Not yet, where I'm watching anyway. And they're just showing the Fulham goal. And he did look offside, Harry Wilson. All the Liverpool players thought he was offside. He was initially given offside, but it looks like Virgil van Dijk has kept him on. Brilliant timing of the run from Harry Wilson. LK says, I've been so underwhelmed with Moani since joining. Now they're showing the Brentford goal. Nicked in midfield and then a brilliant cross to Thiago and an easy finish. Captain Mannering says, getting back Kulu will feel like a new signing. Any danger of that? And LK says, it's so refreshing to see us press the team, a lot more energy. I guess we seem like we're kind of pressing when the ball gets into midfield, but certainly not pressing their back line. But maybe that's for the best. We're just one advert break away now from the second half. Laurie Lee says, I understand we're kind of depleted of players, but I kind of agree with Frank that we should sign players, that we shouldn't sign players if they don't drastically improve the team. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. That's the mistake we've made before. I think the problem is Tottenham are fishing in transfer waters when, you know, there are about 10 teams that players are going to choose before Tottenham. So they have to be smart. I'm older than Sam says, you okay, Barnaby? I'm a bit worried about you. Why are you worried? Simon McCann says, I understand the negativity, but I'm seeing green shoots here. We're not smashing Sunderland, but I can see the hunger. After weeks of nothing, it finally feels like something is growing. Yeah, I would say Odebear and Tell are bringing a little bit of desire to it and a little bit of pace and energy. Yeah, that's as far as I can go probably. Prima Italia says, as it stands, Spurs up to 9th. Yeah. I think, honestly, guys, I'm just a bit fed up with the ball just going back to Vicario and then just lumping it long up to Richarlison, who can't hold the ball up. So why are we doing that? But it's what Thomas Frank wants. And it's exactly what I saw from Thomas Frank's Brentford team when I first heard that he was on the potential list to be manager of Spurs. And I watched them play against Spurs twice and I was like, it's very direct, but maybe it'll be different if he were to come to Tottenham. But it's really not. It's really, really not. But anyway, we are winning this game. And if we can get this over the line, it would be 2 wins and a draw over the Christmas period, which wouldn't be too bad going into a difficult Bournemouth game coming up on Wednesday night. Red One says, Odebear should play left and Tell in the centre. Spurs are back out on the pitch. Sunderland just holding it up a little bit. It would be nice if we could get the next goal and actually play some football. I'm older than Sam says, I'm a bit worried because you seem a bit disinterested. And if you get disinterested, I may follow. I think it's quite easy to be slightly disinterested in this Thomas Frank team, to be honest. I think they're playing very disinteresting football. Sorry, you can only be how you feel. I can't fake it. I can only be authentic, I'm afraid. And this stuff is really hard to watch. It is hard to watch. Even when we're winning like this, it's hard to watch. When we won at Crystal Palace, that was unbelievably hard to watch. Hey, Abwa says, can we actually sign a player, like, please? Yeah. Well, it sounds more like the more likely is we're going to let go of Fabio Paratici tomorrow. Soulboy Spurs says, Barnaby, I'm still not enjoying this. Too many mistakes by us. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's enjoyable. Rem says it's wholly uninspiring. Yeah, it's pretty uninspiring, but we are winning. So there is that, and the game's about to kick off. Spurs will be kicking towards the south stand, so that's good. But it's just, I don't understand it. It was the same when we had Nuno Espirito Santo as manager. Regularly what would happen is we'd have the ball in the back four, and then there'd be no midfielders. We've kicked off, by the way. There'd be no midfielders whatsoever, just players lined up in the front line, so all you can do is lump it forward. It's just hard to watch. Sunderland flick on a long ball, but it comes through to Vic. Vic drops the ball at his feet, gives it out wide to Romero. He's got Porro with him. Porro goes down the line towards Colin Moani, who tries to hold it up. He's being battered from behind Colin Moani. And a throw is given to Spurs, when it definitely wasn't, but that's because Colin Moani was being fouled, but the ref didn't think he was going to give a foul, so he tries to level it up a little bit. Porro throws it back to Romero, who gives it to Vic, who goes long into midfield. Won easily by Sunderland. Second ball comes to Porro, who plays a poor left-footed pass, and Sunderland are in now down on the left. Bentancur goes out there. And then a little dummy tried, and Spurs pick up the ball. Good play by Colin Moani to Odobert. Good play round the corner from Odobert to Richarlison. Odobert was taken out there, as was Richarlison. There should be at least one booking here. Yeah, there is a booking. Dennis Sirkin, the ex-Spurs player, gets a booking. I thought the first one was worse. Yeah, Sirkin booked. And the fans trying to get behind Spurs again. Romero goes back to Van der Ven, who comes back to Romero. He's being pressed, so he gives it to Porro, who tries to play it down the line, and it comes back off Porro for throw. Spurs just, what a waste of a fucking free kick. Why don't we ever go forward? And Bentancur gives away a free kick, trying to win the ball back. Now what I wouldn't mind, no, listen, I'm going to, like I said in the last one, I'm going to try and be more positive. We're 1-0 up. Sunderland are going to have to come at us a bit, and hopefully we can find some gaps in behind them. Sunderland are going to knock this ball into the box. No, they don't. They go down the channel into the box now. Tell defending. And Porro does well and wins the ball, and Tell now needs to get rid of it somehow. And he dinks it to Porro, who tries to dink it to Odobert, but he's lost it. And Xhaka has it now. Chance for a cross for Sunderland. They stop. And then they keep the ball on the left-hand side, and then Porro wins it. That's a throw into Sunderland. And he's got to watch here, because they've got a ball in hand already. And presumably this will be a long throw, will it, from Sunderland? Yeah. I have to say, I do find the Arsenalisation of modern day Premier League football, of everything being direct and long throws, very tedious. But that's what happens. Everybody goes by the data, and because Arsenal are doing the best, and that's what they've been doing, that's why it happens. Anyway, Sunderland flick it on at the near post, and Spurs get a clearance outside the box. In comes a cross. Vic doesn't come, and it's headed. Saved by Vic. There wasn't enough pace on the cross to really trouble him. Bentancur has it in midfield, but goes backwards. Soulboy Spurs says, if the fan base are honest, we have a terrible squad of players, and we make excuses for them. I'll say what I always say. So I think there are teams with worse squads than us playing better football than us in the Premier League, but it's just my opinion. Porro goes backwards to Romero, who goes inside to Archie Gray. He gives it to Porro, who's under pressure, does well. Got to find an option now. Goes in between the lines to... Oh, I'll tell you what. He's a lucky boy there. Odebear flicked it around the corner with his chest, and Richarlison might have been in. And it's Alderete, who's the centre-back, holds him back. He would have been in there, and the only reason he's not been sent off is because it's so far away from goal, and there's arguably Dennis Sirkin coming round, but he's very lucky. Now Romero has the free kick just on the halfway line. He tries a ball between the lines to Bentaker, tries to flick it through. I don't mind that. It's better than just going backwards. Anyway, on the transition, here comes Sunderland. Xhaka opens it out to the left-hand side. Adingra gets a cross in. Vic's got to come. Oh, and Vic missed it, and it's cleared off the line by Ben Davies. And Vicario is just diving on the floor like an idiot. Rishi holds it up. Well played, Rishi. Now, can he find something? Finds Porro. Can he find a ball down the line to Romero, is it? Yeah, it is. Romero, just play it inside. And he does. Brilliant. To Porro. This is great from Spurs coming forward here. Go on, Pedro. Puts in Richarlison. Oh, it's just a bit ahead of him. Can he dink the cross? Corner. Good stuff, Spurs, but nearly a goal to Sunderland. Oh, and I think they would have been offside maybe. Anyway, Sunderland. Anyway, so this is a corner to Spurs. Pedro Porro with the outswinger. Here it comes. It's a deep one again. Free header, Ben Davies. No, Van der Ven, was it? Oh, it's Ben Davies again. Straight at the keeper. There's an offside call there on Sunderland. The game is opening out a little bit, that's for sure. There's more space, becoming more of a basketball game. Romero has the free kick, 10 yards inside his own half. Should just try and open this out to Ben Davies, I would have thought. Doesn't. He tries to dink one over the top. Brilliant run from Odebear. Plays it into Porro. Oh, Porro just beaten to the ball, unfortunately, and then it's cleared by Sunderland. But I like that from Spurs. Trying to be a bit more forward-thinking and positive here. Romero dinks a ball down the line to Tell. Can he keep it on? Oh, beautiful from Tell. Archie Gray now coming forward. Can he give it? Oh, Gray. Just couldn't make a decision, but he got a foot in, and that leads to Tell, and Gray has it again. Gives it to Porro this time. Can he get a cross in? Oh, good stuff from Tell and Gray again, though. Oh, Romero. Romero. Sunderland, they're in here. They've got some bodies back now, Spurs. Oh, and then Romero's made a horrible mistake. It's going to be a shot. It's wide. Romero's a lucky boy. Davies is having a hell of a game. He blocks the shot. What is Romero doing? And that's why you can't trust anything. When a team's playing as badly as we are, Richarlison gets up well at the near post again. What I was going to say is when a team's playing as badly as we are, mistakes happen. I talked about it in the first half. Cross comes in from Sunderland. Again, cleared by Richarlison. He does a good job at that near post. Sunderland, lob one up again. Tell underneath it this time. Good lad. Falls to Adingra. Looking lively. Sunderland are buoyed on by a couple of little half chances they've had there. Oh, no one stopping a cross here from Spurs. Easy cross. Barnaby gets the first ball on it and comes to Kudus. Can you hold it up? He does well first. Then he tries to find Richarlison, but it comes to the wrong side of Richarlison. Then Tell puts Richarlison in down the right. Has he got the pace to get to the ball? Can he find his man? Richarlison's there. Tell's back stick. Oh, and it's blocked. He did the right thing. He's trying to find, it might have been Kudus, not Tell. But maybe Rishi should have shot. Who knows? And now Sunderland on the transition. And the game really opening up now, like I said. Spurs should be 2 up. Sunderland now, back on the ball in Spurs' half. Oh, good ball into Barnaby. He's trying to pin Romero. They're having a little fight. And it was Tell with a great ball through to Richarlison. And it's Kudus who's trying to get in the back post, as is Archie Gray. Oh, and then Spurs win a free kick high up on the left because Tell's, Odobert, has fouled. Soulboy Spurs says, Barnaby, you keep making excuses for poor play. What excuses have I made for poor play? Anyway, it's a free kick for Spurs on the left. Porro will go across to take it. Yeah, and now the ref's talking to Barnaby and Romero. Barnaby did lash out at Romero. Anyway, this will be, I think, an in-swinger towards the keeper. Let's have a good delivery here. I think the crowd are chanting Davies again, ole ole. Okay. Here comes the delivery from Porro. It's cleared at the front, comes out to Tell on the edge of the box. He goes backwards, could maybe have gone back out to Porro. Odobert tries a dink over the top towards Kudus. Can he keep that on? Yes, he manages to. Got to hold this up. Does well. Finds Odobert. Gets a cross in. And then Archie Gray. Don't know what he's trying there, really. But it goes wide for a goal kick to Sunderland. It's another goal in the Everton-Brentford game. And it's 2-0 Brentford from a corner. Easy at the near post. Nathan Collins. Sirkin comes off for Sunderland. Oh, wow, it's 3-0 to Brentford. Thiago again. Now, Sunderland in this game have made a sub. They haven't showed me who they brought on. Mundell for Sirkin. Sirkin had been booked. I wonder if that had something to do with that. And Sunderland go long over the top. And Romero wins the header. Look, came off the Sunderland player last, so it's a Spurs throw. Bentancur takes the ball from Porro and goes back to Vicario, who straight away just looks to go long. Richarlison looks to hold it up. It doesn't manage it. Sunderland with the second ball. Don't foul him. Porro and Colin pushing them back to their keeper. And Archie Gray trying to put the press on, and we've won it high up with Richarlison. He was offside there, Colin. He was offside. This won't come to anything. This won't be anything, because even if we score, and we don't, he would have been offside. And Sunderland come through, but brilliant from Bentancur to win it back. Oh, and then a terrible foul on Porro. That is a horror show of a foul. It's at least a yellow, and it is a yellow. Faye is booked. Brilliant from Bentancur, though. This was good pressing from Archie Gray, which led to Bentancur. Oh no, do you know what? Colin wasn't offside. Shows what I know. So Spurs should have done better. It came to Porro out wide, and then his cross went straight to the keeper, unfortunately. Anyway, it's a free kick for Spurs. It's Enzo Lefebvre who was booked. So this is in the inside right position. Porro is over it, and Sunderland keeping the line on the 18-yard box. So if he can just find it in between that kind of, around that 12-yard line. Well, Van der Ven challenged for that, but he was miles offside. Yeah, that was stupid from Van der Ven. I think he was hoping the Sunderland players would drop, but they really didn't. It's a waste. "61 minutes gone. Tottenham 1, Sunderland 0. Odebear working hard on the press. And Sunderland go long. Porro wins the first one well. And then Archie Gray wins one well nicely in midfield. Gives it into Rishi, who holds it up well this time. To Bentancur, who's under pressure. Dinks it through to Rishi. And this comes to Archie Gray. Can he find it out wide? Yes, he does well there. And goes outside of the boot to Tell, but it was a bit behind him. And so Spurs have to start again with Ben Davies. Bentancur gives it to Van der Ven. Davies back to Bentancur. Back in our own half now. Bentancur looking for options in front of him. Turns. Oh, God. So he goes back to Vicario, for fuck's sake. Vicario's got nobody, so he's going to end up going long. And there goes the long ball. Up towards Rishi. Can he flick it on to Tell? He does well again. Well done, Rishi. Good lad. Oh, and then Tell, a bit of a heavy touch, unfortunately. He loses it. That's a shame. That's probably Tell's first error today, though. Van der Ven does really well to put his man under pressure. And then he's fouled from behind Van der Ven. That's unfortunate, but not given. On a good ball around the corner. And Sunderland got some space in central midfield here and get it out wide left. They've got 2 against 1 here on the left. Colin has to keep coming. They're into the box now. Stand up, Bentancur. Stand up. He dived in, and it's a corner. Didn't need to dive in, but it's a corner to Sunderland. I feel like you can see what's coming in a game like this when we should be more than 1 goal up, but we're not. Come on, Vicario, be strong. Fucking clear everyone out. Come and get the ball. Here comes the corner. Vicario does come out, and he gets a little bit on it. Comes to the back post now. Oh, Odebear slips over, so there'll be a free cross here to the back stick from Sunderland. Oh, they just play a good ball in between. Good effort. Oh, just wide from a Dingra. Good effort. Clever football from Sunderland. He's just on the edge of the box here. He tries to bend it into the far corner, and I think Vicario knows it's going wide, but it's not that far off. They haven't had that many shots, Sunderland, but that one wasn't too far away. And Vicario gets the ball out wide left to Ben Davies. He plays it into the channel. Charlison's not able to get near it, but it's cleared by Sunderland for a Spurs throw in the Sunderland half. So, boy Spurs, this Barnaby, I really enjoy your channel. You never take any comments personally. Big up to you, mate. Thanks, mate. No point taking it personally. Anyway, Richarlison in the corner. Holds it up. Well, he tries to beat him down the line, but ends up going for a goal kick. Maybe he should have just tried to Go backwards. Dino THFC says Tottenham fans are so quiet again. Yeah, because they're having to watch this utter shite. Dino THFC also says our movement off the ball is awful. Yeah, that's an understatement. Absolute understatement. There is no movement off the ball because they're just asked to hoof it long all the time. That's what happens when you employ the Brentford manager who, while he was at Brentford, showed that this was the football he plays. It's not like when we got Poch, because at Southampton he got them playing a front-footed pressing game. You know, not a great kick from the Sunderland keeper, but Spurs are unable to win it in midfield. And then Bentancur does get in there, but it's a throw to Sunderland. We haven't really managed to get the ball to Odebear or Tell in this half, and they were the best players for us in the first half. We're dropping off a little bit. Ben Davies does well, gives it to Bentancur, who's pressed. This will end up going back to the keeper, will it? Porro, no, he tries down the line to Colomwani, but it's a good tackle from Lafay. And then Sunderland play it off the side of the pitch. And Tottenham just need to find a way to get the ball down here. Sunderland are going to bring on their centre-half, who's been one of their best players this season. Studio Fox has just joined. Barnes got his arms folded. Not a good sign. No. Is it a Dingra coming off? He's been pretty good for them. Yeah, Dingra off, Dan Ballard on. You could see Ballard scoring from a set piece probably. Oh. Spurs unable to keep the ball at all here, and Bentancur has just flown into a tackle. Not good. Tottenham, as ever, showing an inability to keep the football, and we're making Sunderland look good. And they get a cross in, Romero clears it. We're losing pretty much every second ball at the moment. Oh, good ball down the channel from Sunderland. Oh, Mundell. They're playing some good stuff here, Sunderland, you know. It's going to be another cross, really high one into Spurs' box, and Tottenham are out. They've got more bodies in the back post here, Sunderland. Anyway, it's come to the edge. Sunderland still have the ball. Tottenham unable to get the ball or keep it. Tottenham just playing a deep block at the moment. It's ugly stuff. Porro clears the through ball. Colomwani's underneath it. He flicks it on. Odebear underneath it, but does nothing. So Sunderland win it again. This is horrible, this period of play for Spurs. So they dink one over the top. Romero can't get on it. And he's grabbing his face, but it's a goal kick to Spurs anyway. Dino says, if the club is thinking of moving on, why would we give him the transfer window? Well, because the manager's not really in charge of the transfer window anyway. Coy's the boys says, I never really would have expected Poch to manage one of our rivals, but the fact I don't care shows how much of a great manager he was for us, yeah. Let's see what people are saying on Twitter in this second half. Not really much on Twitter, but Tottenham have massively gone back into their shells in this second half. Sunderland are sensing that there's something here for them. As Tottenham just have no interest in trying to keep the fucking football. There we go, lost it again. And here comes Sunderland. Tottenham just looking to whack it long and block passes. Deary me. There's going to be such a mega boo if and when Sunderland score. It's going to get toxic. Tell gets a foot in, but not able to win it. Tell and Odebear not in this game at the moment at all. Sunderland now bring it to the left-hand side. Mundell fronting up Pedro Porro. Gets to the byline. And Porro blocks it for another corner to Sunderland. You know what's coming here. 20 minutes to go. No, Tottenham aren't pressuring the ball. They're not winning the ball. They're not keeping the ball. The fans are completely just cold because of it. Here comes the corner. one at the near post by, I think, Davies maybe. Oh, tell you what, someone taken out there. But Spurs are on the transition now. It's 2-on-2. Porro driving forward. He's got Romero. He's got to find a way to keep this football somehow, and he does. Oh, what a ball over the top. Oh, and fucking Colin can't bring it down, but we still got it. Left side of the box, but now they've got all their players back. Gets to the byline. Brilliant. Oh. That ends up being a corner, does it? And there might be a booking coming for a Sunderland player, is it? Oh no, Odebear's still down. Oh yeah, it's an elbow in the face from Mundle on Odebear. Lucky to get away with that. But there was a brilliant ball at the end here from Porro to Kolo Muani, who unfortunately couldn't get it down with his touch. Romero talking to the ref. So Bergvall and Polini are about to come on. So it's going to be Odebear off. Looks like he's got concussion. Maybe he looks all right, but I wonder if it'll be Odebear and Tell, because neither of them have been really in this second half. He's done well, Odebear. He's getting a round of applause, and it's Gray coming off. So, just in case any of you are wondering how hard it was to watch us not be able to keep the football, we now have Bentancur and Polina on. Dino says, Barn, what are your thoughts on Tell? He's looked really lively today. Been very impressed. I've always liked him. I'm not sure Thomas Frank really rates him. All right, 72 minutes gone. Tottenham 1, Sunderland 0. We have Bentancur and Polina on. So we're trying to hold on to this, which frankly we've looked like we've been trying to do for the last 20 minutes. Everton have scored a goal against Brentford with Beto with 25 minutes to go there. 18 minutes to go. Porro throws it to Polina, tries the big old diag. Oh, it's a brilliant ball from Polina out to Tell. Takes it down wonderfully. Gives it into Bergvall. He's made a good run past him. Bergvall brings it back to Polina, who of course goes straight backwards to Van der Ven. Comes across to Romero. But when you're one up, I don't mind this so much. Just move them around. Porro down the line. Polina tries to keep it on. He was pushed, but you're never going to get that in the Prem. Bergvall putting a good press on there, but it's a good ball from Sunderland across their own goal mouth, which you would never have seen back in the day, but there it is. And I said it at the beginning of this game, Thomas Frank, after that Nottingham Forest debacle where he lost 3-0, clearly got back into the team and said, it's all about clean sheets, and that's why we're not playing any football, we're just hitting it long, and that's why we're winning 1-0, but it's not fun to watch. It's ugly. Matisse Tell now under pressure, loses the ball. Davies helps him out, whacks it long for Richarlison to chase down the line. And he wins a throw-in well off Ballard, and then Richarlison goes down. Rishi just throwing himself to the ground as per. Spurs trying to take their time. Well, Liverpool have scored at Fulham to equalise. Florian Wirtz. Oh, he looked well offside, but clearly wasn't. Anyway, Spurs have a long throw. Ben Davies on the big long throw. Here it comes. Won by a Sunderland player. Tell nods it back to Porro, which is a good play. And then Bergvall tries to get it out wide and does manage it. Comes down the line to Polinia. Holds onto the ball. Comes backwards to Bergvall. He plays it across. Nice firm pass from Bergvall across to Porro. Allows him to run into some space. Going to need to hold this up. He's pushed on the floor, but you won't get that in the Prem. And Barnaby's being a prick, holding back Porro's face. Spurs were linked with Barnaby for a while. He's a big old lump. Wouldn't surprise you to see him score and equalise at the end, though, would it? Soulboy Spurs says, I can't see how we're going to keep this lead. Well, I could see them scoring from a set piece or something, a cross. Anyway, it's a bitty game. And I've said this a few times as well. This is what opposition teams do to us, and Tottenham now do to them whenever we rarely get the lead. Try and make it really bitty and go down really easily. And Spurs have given away a foul. Newcastle have scored the first goal against Palace. Bruno Guimaraes. Anyway, so Xhaka's going to take the free kick from just inside Spurs' half. Spurs keeping a line about, 23 yards out. Here comes the big sweeping crossfield ball. First header won well by Bentancur. Bergvall up for the second one. Romero with a beautiful ball to Tell. Now can Tell pick out the right ball for Colin Moine? I think he's put too much on that. He has. Comes through to the keeper. That's unfortunate. Sunderland very easily in on the right now, in behind Tell, as he tries to get back. Good little ball inside, and that's not a good cross, and that goes out for a Spurs throw. Just a lack of quality in the final third from both sides, to say the least. Sunderland's second half possession, 57%. Soulboy Spurs says, I'm so nervous, my wife is making me take deep breaths. Anyway, Vicario with the goal kick, just thwacking it up long. Nobody underneath it for Spurs, so it comes over Porro's head. He kicks it out for a throw-in. The fans get on him a bit for that, but nobody was around him. Just had to make sure he didn't make a mistake more than anything. But this is what watching Spurs is all about, this utter drudgery. Just calling Sunderland on, letting them get wide and get crosses in. Here comes another one. Van der Ven can't clear it, comes to the back post, big chance. Turns, and well cleared by Polinia, I think it was. He gets it down the line to Rishi, who gets a touch on it but can't go round the corner, unfortunately. Spurs get away with one. Colin Moine, no interest in coming to help at the back post here whatsoever. And it's Polinia, who is more defensively minded, who helps out Porro. Spurs just cannot keep the football. No interest in keeping the football. Yeah, the commentator saying it doesn't feel secure. Of course it doesn't feel secure, because we're dross. Just playing a deep block. Just playing like Bilbao. Anyway, here comes another cross from Sunderland. Flick to the near post. Unbelievable save from Vicario. And this, we're just letting them have free crosses, get bodies into the box. Oh, does he save it or does it hit the post? Well, both. It's a near post header. He gets loads on it. No, it just hits the post. And if Tottenham just continue to allow Sunderland to get crosses in without us trying to block them, they will score. It's so bad. We are so bad. Look, we head it on in midfield and then it just falls to Sunderland. No pressure on the ball whatsoever. And they're just playing through us time after time and getting bodies forward. It's really embarrassing. Another good ball in. Another good play outside. Brilliant football. They're in. What a goal. Told you it was coming. And it's Barnaby. I told you it would be him as well. Told you. And this manager is going to get, he's going to get booed again. Because they don't fucking learn. They don't learn. Now it's going to get toxic. So I'm turning the volume up to hear it. Just no interest in keeping the football, winning the football, closing people down. They don't have any desire, no confidence, no nothing. It's a fantastic goal. 1-2 outside the box, smashes it home. Totally deserved. Totally deserved. They might win it now, Sunderland. It has been coming. Shocking, 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 shocking. Terrible manager. Terrible, terrible manager. He doesn't even get them to train playing football and passing. So that's why they don't know how to pass. They're not used to it. The fans trying to get Spurs going now. What, we think they're going to... I guess Sunderland might drop off and then try and hit us on the transition like we've been doing to them. Absolutely embarrassing. 9 minutes to go. What do you expect, mate? You brought on Polina and Bentancur, or you already have Bentancur. You brought on Polina to play alongside him. They can't keep the ball. They can't pass the ball. You fucking knob. And here we go. Back to Vicario. Let's go with a big long ball up to fucking nobody. Shite. Actually, to be fair, he goes short to Porro. Good lad. So Porro tries to run it down the line, get a cross in. Cleared at the near post, comes straight to Barnaby. Spurs have no shape. And Bentancur gets booked for that. It was a foul. Cocom saying this could go either way. No, it's going to go one way, Sunderland. Here comes a ball into the box. Vicario coming a long way. He does well. Now, he's looking for an option. He's looking for an option. Anyone? 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 Nope. 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 Who's he bringing on now? Is he bringing on Williams Barnett to try and fucking save him? Sunderland first to every tackle. Every chance. Tell is actually limping here. He's trying to put in a defensive shift, but he's limping. Tell is limping. Davies clears it, but straight to Sunderland. Gets the ball across. One in the box. Barnaby. Oh. Oh, and Vicario has to tip it over the bar. I'm laughing because it's so shite. It's so bad. Thomas Mullen says, fan 60 years worst Spurs side I've ever seen. Yeah. Tell still on the pitch despite the fact he's limping. Well done, Thomas Frank. Good thinking. I think he's got cramp, maybe. Here comes the corner. Shot. Chance. Good block. 6 minutes to go. Spurs hanging on. So Dane Scarlett and Jed Spence are coming on. Spence looks totally unbothered. Here comes the long throw. Sunderland fans loving this at the moment. Flicked on. Cleared by Davies, who at least is one of the few players who can hold his head up. Little 1-2 between Sunderland. They're playing some good stuff here. Anyway, breaks to Tell, who is limping, but now he's trying to drive it down the line. He's blocked off. In the face. But the ref doesn't give anything. But now the ref holds up because Tell's grabbing his face. This should be a good opportunity for Spurs to try and regroup because Sunderland are all over them like they have been the whole second half. Well, Benteke getting involved, which is a bit stupid because he's been booked. Yeah, there's a fight going on. Van der Ven's trying to stop it. Xhaka involved, obviously. Benteke's trying to get involved big time. He's already been booked, so he's an idiot. Now, if Spurs were clever, they'd use this as an opportunity to A, get the fans behind them, like, because they're scrapping for something, and B, to try and, like, get some kind of fucking sense into their game. Benteke being called towards him. Like any other time in a game, if he hadn't been booked, he would be booked. He's getting away with this. So get Tell off because he's limping. Frank, you fuckwit. Yeah, he is doing. So 87 minutes, Tell off for Scarlett. Now who's coming off for Spence? Davies off for Spence. He's been our best player, so that's stupid. And he brings us balance. Ben Davies getting a standing ovation. Good lad. Gonna lose this, lads. Gonna lose. Said it a few weeks ago. We could get relegated, you know. We could get relegated. We're utter shite. Cannot win a game at home. Lucas Bergvall fucking putting a press on. Good lad. Actually, someone fucking working hard. Good lad. Forced the Sunderland keeper to go long. Porro wins a header and then just whacks it into fucking the Alps. Looks like Scarlett's playing. Looks like we've gone 4-4-2 here. Sunderland have put one over Spence's head. He wins the header, doesn't go very far. So it's going to be a chance for another cross for Sunderland. Oh, he's in at the back post. Mundell has caused all sorts of trouble. Porro now in the box, tries to get it clear. Straight to Sunderland, of course. They put another ball over the top. Porro is able to head that one back to Vicario. Spurs fans, look at him. He's bouncing the ball, wasting his time, and then just kicks it wild into the air. What are you fucking doing? Try and play some fucking football, you prick. Jesus Christ. Anyway, it falls to Polina. Fortunately, he tries to dink it over the top. Scarlett can't hold it up. Goes through to their keeper in the 89th minute. Sunderland has scored 5 goals in the 90th plus minute in this game as well, in this season already. They're going to stitch us up. And they're in down the left. They've got so much more energy than us, it's untrue. Porro trying to get back. Cross comes in. Comes to Bergvall. Oh, Spence doesn't want it. He beats his man, does well. Go on, Jed. Keep going, Jeddy. 6 minutes added time for Spurs to lose this game. So bad. Nobody's going to want to play for this draw. So Jed Spence just wasting our time. Good. Gets it back from Scarlett. Oh, goes back to the keeper. Fans start booing it. Vicaria's going to go long. Nobody wants the ball off Vicario. Nobody wants the ball now because of the pressure of playing under this crowd. It's flicked on. Colin Mwani, can he keep it? He does keep it. It's on the right side. Can he give it to Porro? He does. He tries to play it between the lines. He does. Who's this? Polinia in the box. That's the corner. Oh my God, it's been given as a goal kick. Of course it has. You get what you deserve in this game. You get what you deserve. And Spurs deserve absolutely nothing. They're so bad. So bad. Long goal kick from the Sunderland keeper. Spurs. Polinia wins the first one. Richarlison comes down to Colin Mwani. Nearly falls for Rishi, but they're able to clear it out. Porro with the throw. Goes backwards to Bentancur. Goes backwards to Romero. Goes across to Van der Ven. Now run into that space, Mickey. Yeah, good lad. Go on. Oh, gives a good ball down the line to Jed Spence, but it's well defended. Please don't do the long throw. They're going to wait for Bergvall for the long throw. God. Still yet to score from a long throw this season, aren't we, lads? Maybe it's time to stop trying to do it, Thomas Frank, you fucking weirdo. Saw someone else with my hat in the crowd. That's good. Here comes the Bergvall long throw, and he slips over, and it's a foul throw. So embarrassing. Stop trying to do this long throw shit, you fucking losers. Worst manager I've ever seen at this club, I think. Up there with Nuno, up there with Christian Gross. The worst manager. The worst manager. They don't know how to pass the ball under him. He doesn't give them permission to pass the fucking football. And he makes every team we play against look fucking like Rolls Royces against us. Bergvall does well. Goes out wide to Porro. Being chased down. Holds it up. Now he tries to get a big cross in. It's blocked, but not very far. Comes to the edge of the... Don't shoot, you knobhead. Polinia just tried to volley from the edge of the box. Bentancur's book. He's got to be careful here, Bentancur. Does well. Sunderland are the ones trying to do things quickly. They're the ones that know they can win this game. Bergvall is at least trying to do some stuff here. As Tottenham think it down the line, but it's easily dealt with by Sunderland to clear it. We're into the last 3 minutes here. Bentancur wins a header, but falls to Sunderland in central midfield because Tottenham don't have a central midfield. And it's going to be another chance to get a cross in on the right. Here it comes. Straight into Vic. Now, he's sitting on it, Vicario, and the fans have a go at him. So he finally does throw it out to Porro. Gets a round of applause for just doing something so fucking obvious. Porro's still driving. There's nobody hardly in the box for Spurs. Comes to Colin Mwani. Still hardly anyone in the box. Colin Mwani tries to dink a ball up. Comes to the back stick to Scarlett. Bring it down. Oh, it's poor from Scarlett. Really poor. Comes to Mickey van der Ven. He's on his wrong side on the right. He has to turn away. Has to go back to Bentancur. Drops off. Passes it behind Romero. Passes it back to Bentancur. He's got Porro. It's going to go to Porro, who will get a cross in, you would have thought. Here we go. It's a free cross. Good delivery. Oh, it's flicked at the front. Is it Scarlett? No, Polinia. It's a big chance. That was the chance. It was a great delivery. And Polinia just heads it wide. We'll turn up the volume for these boos at the end of this game. into the last minute. Sunderland flick one on, Spurs clear it. Romero has stayed up top for a second here, which is a bit mental. We might end up losing because of that. Van der Ven clears one into midfield. And Sunderland clear it through to Vic. Vic goes long, up to nobody. Sunderland headed out. Frank catches it, gives it to Porro. Porro gives it into Polina. Porro gets back, so it goes backwards to Benteke. Oh, he turns bravely there, Benteke. Now, can he get a ball in the box? Tries to dink one over, but it comes short. Sunderland running forward, and Polina will get a big booking there. Probably should be more than a booking. Had to take that. That might have been a goal otherwise. Those of you watching on YouTube, I will be going to a proper YouTube link in a few minutes for my post-match reaction. Thank you for your support and for watching. It's been so bad. So bad. And I can see from your chat that it's already finished.
Well, this is surely going to be the last chance of the game. Xhaka.
And I'm just waiting for the boos now. Turning up the volume. Here it is. Here are the boos. Shocking. Shocking.